As we transition seasons, there is always the question what to put on the front door. It's kind of an in-between dilemma. Today's tastemakers lean toward the thin brass ring or hoop-styled wreath. Eye-catching, absolutely practical. We've brought in the expert to find that out. We asked floral designer Brynn Larsen to give the nuts and bolts of making a ring wreath. I said it. Ring.
You did it.
Wreath. That will last and also be loved. So here's my big question.
Sure.
Is the grapevine or like the straw wreath, is that out?
I think maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Unless you're covering the whole thing.
We're so polite. I think maybe a little bit. Yeah.
I think if you're gonna show it, maybe don't.
Okay.
Maybe cover it up. It's a great base still, so we don't want to totally get rid of it, but you can cover it up and make it new and fresh and hip.
So we're no longer embracing exposed branches, for example, or twigs. It's more about the elements or the texture around it.
Right.
Okay, the simplicity of the brass hoop, it's funny because it is so simple, and it's this skinny little piece of metal that totally, I think, intimidates people because they don't know what to do with it.
Absolutely. I think you look at it and it's like, where do I attach anything?
Right.
You know, but as I got my hands in this and started to play with it, I realized like the limits are pretty endless on this one, and you can have a lot of fun with it. You can put it on your front door. It can be a backdrop for a party. You can use it at a wedding. You really can have a lot of fun and play with it.
You always knock our socks off, but today in particular, I'm so impressed with the variety. Like you said, the limitless options, and you've proven that in your designs today. Where should we start? So many to talk about.
We could start over here in this front corner.
Yes.
So like we talked about, it is a really thin form.
Right, it's not flimsy, it's just small
it's
and
just,
substance.
so you're like, how do I build up on it? Well, it's super easy, just cardboard.
That's what's holding those flowers?
Right, so I just hot glued cardboard. I just cut it to the shape, put it in the spot that I want, like if you want it asymmetrical or heavy on the bottom. And then that is a silk wreath, so you can use silk flowers from your house or grab some new ones for fall. You could do an all white one for winter, which I think would be really pretty.
A winter white. Are you going to be mad if I expose your mechanics
not
over
at
here?
all.
I think the cardboard idea is genius because you can build up on it so completely. And there it is in the back. That's how you've done it. Just hot glue, a piece of cardboard, and it's perfectly placed.
Yep, absolutely. It's super, super easy. Anybody can get their hands on this and succeed, I think.
I like the green with the orange too. That's such a fun pop.
Absolutely.
This one is kind of, I'll say there's two major show stealers today. This is one of the two. How in the world did you do this?
So this also is silk. Right now in the flower world, we're seeing huge trends with tropical greenery. So like these monstera leaves and ferns, I'm seeing them everywhere. And I'm also seeing neon signs in weddings, parties. So I found this kit where you can build your own neon sign. So I thought, you know, let's put bloom on it for the shop.
Let's do timeout. Neon signs in weddings?
All over the place. Isn't
that
crazy for a fun, hip wedding?
It definitely is hip. It kind of takes on a more playful tone. How have you wired that in?
So the kit comes with a wire that you draw the word that you want, you form the wire.
How fun.
And then you just bend this neon little tube and attach it. It comes with little zip ties. And zip ties, doing any of these projects, are also going to be your best friend. Zip ties are awesome.
The mini size.
So and then I just wired it onto the wreath. And this is fun because it can last. You can use it, I mean, you could do it in a kid's room with their name on it. There's so many things that you could do with this option.
I was impressed too to recognize these are silk flowers. What's the key to picking out good greens that look realistic?
Just looking to, you're probably gonna pay a little bit more for a good silk that looks realistic. But it is lasting, so it's worth investing on something that does look realistic.
The impact, just the size alone on these, so cool.
Isn't it fun?
So impressive. What have you done behind us? Kind of a grouping.
So this is fresh floral. So, you know, you could even, if you have ivy in your backyard, grab some ivy, wind it around one of these wreaths. It's a big impact, and it's pretty simple. And then I have attached a couple floral cages, again, with zip ties. And just attached florals. These would be so fun for a party, a baby shower.
This is stunning.
I love this one, and I always love fresh.
Advice for keeping fresh to last. How can we keep it looking nice?
So you can even make this the day before, because there is a foam floral cage that has water in it.
Okay.
So all the stems will go in there. And then if you have a fridge that's big enough, it always is best to keep flowers cold until you're going to use them.
Yep.
But you still could make it.
Move over milk. This is taking
it's taking priority.
Real estate.
Yeah,
and I should have asked to set this up. Where are you sourcing these brass rings, these metal rings and hoops?
So I got these from the floral wholesaler, but I'm sure craft stores. You could even use like embroidery hoops. You could do hula hoops. I mean, you really could do any size.
Yeah.
and get really creative with it. You could spray paint them, you can cover them with ribbon, twine. You really can have a lot of fun.
The combination of the greens and the neutrals with the drippy ribbon is so gorgeous. So gorgeous.
I love neutral tone flowers.
All right, speaking of texture, down front we have the most texturous design in the studio. This is incredible.
So this one, I wanted to bring in a little bit of fall, some wheat. This is fresh floral, and macrame is still huge.
Yes.
It's still, my mom would kill me because she's like, I grew up with this.
She's like, did it ever go out?
Why is this back? But I can show you on this one, this has a little floral foam cage on the back as well.
Okay.
So this is what it looks like. You're just gonna zip tie this in. This has water in it, in this foam. So it's gonna keep the flowers fresh for your event. So if you wanted to use this for a baby shower or a party, this is what I would use. And if you have trouble, people can always come to the shop and we can help them find these things.
You can help us out, but you just soak that foam and that allows you to...
And then attach it again with zip ties. They're our best friend. And then you can do fresh floral on it. You can also do silk.
The wheat is very cool, and the double ring, kind of the double geometric.
Isn't that fun? I just found this piece at Target. So this all came together, and I just attached flowers.
The macrame too? Ring and macrame, you put the flowers on it.
Right.
Thank you, Target.
So simple, easy.
Yes.
Really quick.
All right, I think the second showstopper, if I'm gonna call it, is over your left shoulder. And this is amazing, the way that you've added the bunches of balloons with the florals.
Isn't that fun?
It's so fun.
So balloons, a huge trend as well. So just blowing them up to get different sizes and shapes. And then again, wrapping some vines around it and just wiring in strategic places to make sure that it's gonna hang on there. And then I just floral glued some blooms in there. And you could do that right before the party. So the rest of it you could make beforehand, and then just floral glue some flowers in there.
Only Brynn Larsen could make a half-full balloon look elegant. I mean, to most of us, that's like a party pooper. Like it's drooping, it's sagging, and all of a sudden now that sag is stunning in the way that you kind of artfully arranged that. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it so much. All right, the hoop wreath. Kind of the new look, the modern look for your front door and beyond. Fun to see the party application as well. And speaking of parties, wedding season still going strong for you?
It's still going strong. We are probably into November this year, which is crazy, but awesome.
A lot of brides stretching it out.
Because the fall's so beautiful. So that's probably one of my favorite times for weddings.
So if potential brides need wedding help, how can they get in touch with you?
Come find us at Blooms & Company.
Proof's in the picture. You do great work.
Thank you
so much. We appreciate